Welcome to EDJ Studios. This is the EDJ podcast, and today we're back with one of the first guests that we had. It's been, almost a year now?
Yeah,
since you came the first time?
I would say, about a year.
Yeah, not bad. I probably want to do it a little bit more often than once a year.
Yeah, we get busy, you know.
Exactly, but too big 24, Fernando, black belt in jiu-jitsu, engineer. You guys already know. What's up, bro?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing, man?
Good. Can't complain. Year of podcasting under the belt. Hopefully this comes out a little bit better than the last one.
No, I'm sure it will. I mean, you're more experienced, you're seasoned, so
a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
The first one was it was okay between me and you, but the lighting was off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like I still can't watch it. Like even when I try to do a clip, I'm like, this lighting's terrible. But you know, I mean, whose podcast is good from the start? Everybody has like a little, learning curve.
It was still a lot of fun, though. Still a lot of fun. I mean, I thought there was a lot of great clips that came out of there.
Definitely. We always talk sports. We always talk MMA, basketball specifically.
Yeah,
that's where I feel more comfortable. That's where I know a little bit. Of course, you know more than me in all of them, but I like talking to you about it. I like talking sports, and you're very knowledgeable. I get to pick your brain on a lot of stuff. I get to win some money with some of the bets that you pick. So
yeah, I've had friends like message me I'd be like out with my wife or something, and then be like, "Oh, you think he's gonna win today?"
Every time I always ask. I always just to see, because so far I think you always got it right so far, except for Izzy, but. Izzy and Pereira. Who's going to guess that?
I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you look at the first fight, I'm talking about in the UFC, Izzy was winning, then all of a sudden he gets knocked out. Then you look at the second one, and Pereira looked like he was dominating, and all of a sudden Pereira gets knocked out. So it's like, how the heck do you...
How can you guess?
How can you guess that? When the earlier rounds aren't going to determine how it's going to end up.
And every fight with them has always been the same. Izzy's always kicking his ass, and then... somehow, except for the one that he won, then
it was vice versa.
Exactly. Then that one switched. So
yeah. I think with those guys it's tough because they know so much about each other, and it's just like
at
one
this point,
it's like one little mistake can just change everything.
That one. I was gonna ask you. One of the questions I had was, what was your number one fight of the year? To me, it's that one.
That one?
Yeah, it's just because of the emotion and everything that fight meant. It wasn't the best fight. I'm not saying, that.
Yeah.
When it comes to action and all that stuff, but I jumped out of my couch. I think everybody watching that fight did the same thing.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere, unpredictable.
You talking about the last one?
Yeah, the one that he won. Yeah, the easy one.
Yeah, that one was crazy. My one, I would say, even though I agree with you on every point you made, would be the Usman-Leon when Leon knocked him out.
That one too.
That one was wild.
That one too.
It was wild.
Yeah,
it was
that's
wild.
A great pick. That's a great pick.
Because of if you recall that last round, his coach was just yelling at Leon
that message.
Yeah, that message yo, what are you doing?
Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
He's just yelling at him bro, pull yourself together, man. What are you doing? This is your big shot. And then right before he knocked him out, the announcer was he's from a different cloth. He would never quit on himself. And then bang, right there, he just knocks him out. I was just it was almost like a movie. It was
and same thing, what he said in the interview again. Yeah. It was just headshot dead.
Yeah, it was the line he dropped right after the headshot dead, and he called his mother crying and all that stuff. Yeah.
Great story too. Great story behind that.
And I watched a documentary on it on Leon, and his mother. The reason why he called his mother and all that stuff is his mother was the one who put him on MMA. He was in the street life. That's and his crazy. Mother wanted to get him away from all the street life. So she's like, I'll work 2 jobs just so you can train, you and your brother. Because he had a younger brother, and both of them were getting in trouble. So she put them both in MMA.
To try to get him out of it.
Yeah, so both of them are actually fighters. I think his brother fights in Bellator.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So that's why I was it was it meant more, you know what I'm saying? Calling your mother, you
right after you did it.
Yeah, you put me in this path, and now I'm a champion,
And also, he had a rough go.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't just he kept winning and winning, but the chance never came.
It's the same shit that unfortunately happens to some of these good fighters. Like, just because they don't talk that shit, they just get looked past. Like
Tony's not a champion. I think Tony should have fought for the belt at least once.
Yeah, Tony got screwed a lot.
Yeah.
He had bad luck. Like, he had that big fight, or he got hurt, Khabib got hurt, he got hurt, and then he got impatient, and then he fought Gaethje, and just bad luck.
That's why when it comes to like being the greatest, right? Like intelligence and being smart and strategic with what you're doing counts.
Yeah, big time.
Because we see so many, like you said, so many talented people all across. You could put this on basketball, whatever. And it's the same thing. It's like you have to be strategic. Like Volk. What Volk did was not smart. Like you're up there pound for pound. You had the chance to be one of the greats all time. Then you do some ill-advised move like that. It's like, who's in your corner?
Yeah, you can't take Islam on a 2-week notice. Like that's the last man you want on a 2-week notice.
Yeah, and again, I think the result would probably be the same. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Islam guy, so I think Islam was gonna beat him, regardless. But I think that 2-week notice is just the craziest thing like you can do.
I mean, again, it goes both ways because of course Islam didn't know he was preparing for somebody else, and all of a sudden this guy like gave him a tough fight, and he said, "Yeah, no problem, like nothing."
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that point, but I'm just like, I'm training. What God knows what the hell you're doing.
True.
Now you got to get yourself going in 2 weeks. Yeah, maybe I was preparing for somebody else, but I've been running. I'm getting ready for a fight. I'm already in shape.
Mentally too. Like you're I mean, if you're preparing to fight somebody mentally as well, not just physically. So I don't know.
So I mean, I would rather be if I have to get ready for someone, whatever. You change my opponent in 2 weeks. I would rather be the guy training and you give me a new opponent than the guy probably in the couch trying to get myself ready.
Exactly. Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
I mean, I thought he would have learned from Bobby Green. Like Bobby Green was like, I'll never do that again. And I'm like, yo, Bobby Green got it bad from Islam taking that fight.
Exactly.
I think he took it in like a week notice or something like that, maybe less.
Yeah, some of these people they're doing it for the money. Like they got the opportunity to do it. But Volk I'm assuming Volk, because he's been a champion in big
he's
fights.
good in money. I think Volk was like, this is the quickest way to get another shot. If I was him, I would have just said.
I think it was coming anyway.
Yeah, if I was him, I would have just been patient. I would have been like, let me beat a few of these guys at 145, and then let me get another chance at it. It was close enough where you could sell another one.
Exactly.
Like, he didn't have to rush into it.
He could have sold it. I gave him the toughest fight.
Yeah, you could have said that. I gave him a tough fight.
Nobody's going to argue with that.
He couldn't keep me down. Like, and then people would have been like, all right.
Yeah, but you know why I think it was going to be the same thing? Islam was going to win. And before, I wasn't so sure. But I think even with the time, I think Volk would have lost because Islam made the adjustment. He's like, all right, the ground is not going to work with this guy. Like, it's going to be a neutralized thing. Like, we could go to the ground, but most likely nothing's going to come of it. I'm going to outstrike this guy. And that's what he did.
Yeah. Well, I think I agree with you. I think Islam was going to win. But I think the first time Islam didn't take him as serious. If you watch some of his interviews, he was just like wrestling. Like, what does this guy know about wrestling? You know what I mean? Like, Islam went in there like, this guy can't.
This guy's smaller.
Like what type of wrestling? What's his credentials? Like, he kind of went in there like, but I think Islam, he knew now. I think wherever it went, I think Islam was gonna win. Yeah. Gonna win. Yeah. He was gonna dominate him no matter where it went. So we agree on the Islam was definitely gonna beat him.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would have been like that kind of like knockout. Like if he would have had more time,
probably would have been a little bit closer. Yeah,
it would have been closer. Yeah. But with Islam still winning, I think every round.
That head kick was like, and he was setting that up the whole time.
Bro, that happened. Not an accident. I was watching that during my wedding.
For real? Oh yeah, that's what's up. Another thing. My man got congratulations, bro. You got married. That's what's up. I hope kids are coming. You can feel my pain. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, like my groomsmen, they had the fight playing. I'm just like watching. I'm just like
typical sports guy.
I'm like, come on, man. Give me
should have picked the wedding in a different day.
I'm like, I was so mad because like Hamza, I always talk about Hamza.
Yeah,
that's like one of my favorite guys to watch. I'm like, damn, Hamza got to be fighting on the day of my wedding. Huh?
Yeah, that was another fight where I'm like, Hamza did what he was supposed to do, but I felt like I was discounting Usman. I was like, Usman has no chance.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight towards the end. But then it came out that Hamza hurt himself, right?
Yeah, he
like,
broke his hand.
Yeah, so then I'm like, oh, well, you know, what can you do with a broken hand, you know?
Yeah, it's tough. But it tells you, like, these type of fighters, like, the type of shit they go through in these fights, like, and they just keep going. Like, most people would have broke their hand would be like, nah, I'm
different
done.
Different breed.
Like, all of them are like that. It's just that mentality.
That's a tough way to... Like, I'm a competitor, right? But that's a whole another level. Like, I'm not willing to risk my... Like, I don't care how much money you gave me. Like, it's just not... I wouldn't do that, you know? That's too much. Just I could do it one time, like to test myself, but other than that, it's like for what? Like, you know, and they hide it well. But some of these fighters are gonna, like we were talking about Tony. That's the bad side of fighting. You know, we're gonna see him like in 10 years, and we're gonna be like, whoa, and that's gonna be like a reminder for fighters, like get out when you can. And don't overdo it. I think Khabi said it to him after he lost to Gaethje.
Yeah, he did.
He will never be the same.
Yeah,
after that beating, he was like, he'll never be the same, and he hasn't.
Yeah, he has not. It's tough. But the thing is, too, he's fighting the top of the top. Like the UFC, they haven't given him any bums.
And no, and you don't want him fighting any. I mean, come on, like Tony in his prime beats. Who was the guy?
Pimblett?
Yeah, I think so. I think in his prime, there's no chance. So that tells you, is like,
yeah, he's not what he used to be.
No,
that fight against Paddy was like that last. Honestly, if I'm the UFC, just give him an easy guy. Let him end on the win. Like, you know what I mean?
Give him a good fight and let him like, hey, listen, we're gonna give you a good ass payday, but this is your last one.
Yeah, that's what I would.
Because to me, if I was Dana, that comes with protecting the brand.
Yeah,
like you don't want retired fighters looking crazy afterwards.
Yeah.
That's bad for you. That's bad for the sport. That looks bad. So to me, like when fighters get to that point, I'll be like, hey, listen, it's cool. You did good things for us. Everything was great, but we're gonna give you a nice payday to the fighters that deserve it, of course.
Yeah,
like Tony.
And I think Tony deserves that type of a good payday, a good fight, like the way Lawler, the way he retired, with a knockout. I think he was knocked out Nico Price.
Yes, that's
how I want to see Tony ride out into the sun, just knock somebody out.
Exactly. Out. If you look at the people that Tony beat, he has big names on there.
Yeah,
you know
the damage he was doing to them. There was like before he lost to Gaethje, there was like this it was like kind of like a meme. They did like all the his last 10 fighters.
Everybody's bloody and
everybody was just cut up. Like they looked like they freaking got hit in the face with like a machete or something.
Exactly.
And I was just like, dang.
They went through the shredder. That's what they came out looking like. Elbows are flying at you, knees.
Tony's wild, but it's unfortunate he never got that championship belt. I think he got an interim. That's about it.
Yeah. Him and Khabib was one of those fights that it
just never happened.
It never happened.
I
don't know why.
It was set up like 5 times, I think it was.
Yeah, crazy. That's insane. What do you think about Jones and his future?
Jones? You know what I think about Jones.
You
Jones.
convinced me, because before I was like, I was a little iffy on Jones. I'm like, I mean, he's great, yeah, but somebody's gonna do it. You're like, no, yeah. You told me right away, it's like, bro,
I don't think Jones is too high level, man. He's just and like even like people say, oh well, he had a close fight with this guy, that guy. But I'm like, if Jones is like, he's the type of guy that'll fight you in your own game, like.
He could, anywhere, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So like, if Jones was like Khabib, like where he said, nah, I'm just gonna grapple, like. He would have eaten everybody. Like, you look at the first Gustafsson fight and then the second one.
Oh, yeah. 2 different things.
It was 2 different fights. Like, you saw the second one, he's like, nah, I'm not even going to strike with you. I'm just going to take you down.
And beat you up.
And beat you up. And it just looked like an easy fight. It makes you think, like, what the hell happened in that first fight? Like, what were you thinking? Did
he fall off, or like, what happened?
Like, what happened? Like, it's like, no. It's like when John Jones, like, is motivated and says, you know what, I'm just going to take him down and beat him up. It's like, there's nobody that I know that can stop it.
Chael said that he's the smartest fighter he's ever faced.
I agree.
Yeah, like a lot, and the guy doesn't take punishment. Like if you look at it, like you could worry about some fighters, like, hey, you've been into some crazy fights, you've taken some crazy punishment, but him is like he could fight till whenever he wants to. Why? Because we're not worried about like punishment. He hasn't taken, unless he's taking it in practice, which I doubt. He could fight till whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
But to me, he's running out of people. Like
he is. I think he's gonna retire. I think he'll fight Stipe. I think he'll destroy Stipe. No offense to Stipe, but I just don't think Stipe can hang with him.
Yeah, no.
I think he's gonna destroy Stipe. Maybe he does one more and then retires. I mean, I don't really see what Aspinall. Maybe Aspinall's solid, but
no chance.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the only person like outside of Stipe, like beat Stipe, then beat Aspinall, then retire. Like I mean, Ngannou's gone, and the UFC wants nothing.
That's the only fight that to me will make sense for him. And of course, we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's gonna win. So
yeah,
but that's the only person that interests me, right? Because the story, Ngannou could say, "Well, I never lost. I'm the man still. Nobody beat me for the UFC title, and then I came over here and almost beat this boxer dude." So, kind of, if you could sell that to most people, you could sell that narrative to most people.
Yeah. I mean, they're not gonna show you highlights of Ngannou grappling. They're gonna show him knocking people out and be like, well, if he hits him, there's a chance,
Yeah, but
I'm like, once it hits the ground,
and
it's over.
Like to me, you see how John did Serial Gone?
It was like nothing.
It's the same thing that will happen to Francis.
My boy, we always talk about MMA and stuff like that, and I was telling him, he's like, oh no, Serial, like you should look how athletic Serial is. Look at his striking.
Kickboxer, but this is different.
And I was like, yo, if John Jones gets on top of him, it is over.
It's over.
He's gonna make Serial look bad. He's gonna make you question like why did Ngannou have such a go 5 rounds with him? Like
exactly.
I'm like, John's disposed of them fast.
They didn't even look. It looked
and
crazy.
Ngannou had to take him 5 rounds. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like
there's different. There's a different level.
There's
there.
a difference in these guys, and it's like John's is grappling, and it's funny to like. Have you ever watched documentaries on John Jones?
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even like a good athlete in high school, like and stuff like that. Like I mean, like other sports. Like then he got into wrestling because like I guess with his brothers, he was like the smallest one. Like,
he is the smallest one. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why he got his name Bones. They said they called him Bones because he was so skinny.
Yeah.
And like he would talk about like how he had to like struggle to get good, like and he would get like picked on and all this stuff. Like
that makes sense because imagine if you're the youngest and then
he wasn't even the youngest.
He's not the youngest.
No, he was the middle one. The younger one was big.
Is the biggest one? That's crazy.
He was getting bullied by both of them.
That's crazy.
Because both of them were bigger than him. Like,
but that's that if you think about it, right? That makes sense why he's so good. Because it's like he had to fight these monsters all the time. And athleticism, strength meant nothing to fighting his brothers. But it's crazy because one of his brothers says he could take him.
I doubt that. Maybe he's probably thinking of like back then, like some people like they still think of you as the old you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, nah, I'm sorry.
He's huge, but I don't think, maybe like wrestling, maybe because he's so much bigger, maybe that would. But it's just like MMA. Or
I don't think wrestling, John Jones, I think he was an All-American his freshman year. He only did like 1 year of wrestling in college. You know that, right?
Only one?
Yeah, he got his girl pregnant.
So he stopped.
Yeah, he had to leave college, and then he became a bouncer, and he was like doing like odd jobs until he's like, I'm gonna do MMA.
That's crazy. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, he was like, I think I'm not sure if he won an NCAA title too. Like he went there for a year, like absolutely tore it up, and then he got his baby mom pregnant.
And then he had to leave.
He had to leave college, and then he eventually got his way into MMA. Back when MMA wasn't as big as it was, so everybody was like, what are you doing MMA? Like, there's no money in that.
Exactly. But at that point, he had to do it.
Yeah, he had no other choice. Like, I'm good at fighting. I might as well do something with it.
And he become the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah.
To me, the baddest man on the planet right there. The boxing, whatever you want to throw in there when it comes to fighting, he's the guy.
To me, the baddest.
In history.
Yeah.
Like, he's in history of combat fighting. He's the guy.
I agree 100% with that. Like that whole thing where like when Tyson Fury was like, oh no, I'm the baddest. I'm like, nah. To me, the baddest man is you close the cage and you say, I don't care what style you got. Just fight.
That is exactly.
Just fight.
Like to be honest, I love boxing. Yeah. Right? I love boxing. I watch boxing. And I love boxing and I'm still gonna watch boxing. But Kevin Hart has a joke where he's like, they're real. These motherfuckers got superpowers. Like that's exactly how like MMA fighters feel like to me. It's like I'm not fucking with these dudes. Like it's just he was saying on his joke, he was like, if you see a guy and he is looking like he's gonna take you down or anything like that, run.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing. If anybody wants to take me down, I'm running. I can't. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm hoping to change that though. But yeah, to me, he's the best. Like combat fighter. And then the funny part is, if you put a picture of him, people are gonna be like, "What?" Because he doesn't look that imposing. Like, he's a big guy, of course. But if you look at Ngannou, right, it's like
Ngannou,
Jesus.
yeah. You look at Ngannou, he's like a statue.
Exactly. He's like, yeah, that's the guy. But and to me, it's the brain, the mind of John Jones is what makes it completely different from anybody else.
And the thing is, like, a lot of guys that fight him, they say he's not the hardest puncher.
No,
it's his elbows that really he has very, very precise and hard elbows.
Distant management, and then just he's gonna land the right punch at the right time. Like,
and then that side kick he has is freaking vicious.
How long he is? How do you get there? Like, Cormier was talking about it.
Yeah,
he was like, every time I try to get in, it's just a kick straight to the stomach.
Yeah. That shit he said to Cormier, he said when he told him, like, he's like, all the training you put in, he's gonna be the waste of your life. Like, I was like, that was some cold shit to say.
No, and if you look at it, right, like, some people talk shit, right? And they're animated about it. Like, they're pretending. Like, they're putting some sauce in it. When he said it, it was calm, collective, looking at it.
Yeah, he was serious. I was like,
that's a killer right there.
He was serious. I was like, that's some cold stuff. He's like, yo, I'm gonna make your training feel like a waste of your life.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, man, just to look somebody like dead in the eye and say that, and then do it.
With that said, where do you put Cormier? Because these two fought so many times, and it was never close.
Yeah. The thing is, like, when he was out of the picture, Cormier was a double champ.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if John Jones is not in there,
DC would probably be.
DC is the man.
DC would probably be top 3, top 2 all time. You know what I mean?
Like, DC was good, man.
He was nasty.
DC was good. Like, my problem, me and you talked about it, my problem with Jones was the off stuff, like, outside of the UFC. That's where I'm like, maybe somebody will come in and would replace him. Yeah. Just because imagine if Jones was like a family man, and like, imagine how big it would be. He'll be the biggest thing ever.
He was like Khabib?
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, he'll be, when it comes to like money, marketing, and just promotion, he'll be the biggest athlete ever. Like, nobody's touching him. But all the stuff that comes with it, the drugs, and that kind of takes away from that part of it,
I think he said something about when he fought, I think it was at St. Preux, I think he was saying. He said, like, he tried to do everything, like, right, and he said it was like his worst fight or something like that. I think he likes the chaos.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think some people, they just like being on edge.
I mean, now he seems calm now. Like, he seemed like,
he seems a little calmer now.
He's talking to people. Like, even just his attitude is way different than before. Before, it was, you could tell, like, this guy is not to play with. Right now, he seems a little bit more comfortable, more, age. Also, he's slowing down on partying and all that stuff, hopefully.
Hopefully. Because we don't know it, John.
No. But imagine that guy, like, clean cut, how big, like, no athlete would touch him. Like, to me, that's what I'm waiting for from MMA. Because right now, we got soccer players, and, we got basketball players, we got football players. But I'm waiting for, like, MMA to be like the thing, and it will happen in my mind. To me,
I hope so.
To me, it will.
I think some of it is like the fans love that crazy, like that Conor, that guy that just talks a lot of shit and does wild things.
Yeah,
they love that Stone Cold Steve Austin type persona. Like,
exactly. I'm hoping they're able to keep that and not go over the line. That's the whole thing with that.
Because
right?
you remember Habib, like, and before nobody liked him. Like, before he beat Conor, he was like, yo, I'm 20-something and I'm beating everybody, and people are booing me. Like,
yeah, but see, he's the proof that you could do it while being the nice guy also. Because Habib is, if he wanted to.
He got pretty savage when it came to Conor.
Oh, yeah.
I think people saw that, as nice as he is, if it came down to it, like,
the scariest
he could
thing.
get scary. He could get
that was scary. You want to talk now? You want to talk now?
But
Like, let's talk now. That was crazy.
But that shit he did after, like when he threw the dolly, he's like he had the hoodie on and like he had his hat on, whatever. He's like, send me location, like, and he was like serious. Like you look at his eyes, he was like, send me the location. Me and you wanna like, tell me where you are. I'll meet you anywhere. Like yo, that whole episode. I think that's what made him very popular.
Thanks to Conor.
I think that did make him popular because like, you know, people got to actually see like him.
His fight started making numbers after the Conor. Before that, he
wasn't doing much with that. Exactly. But it's like, I think people saw that like, because obviously he tries, because for his religion he tries to be very nice and humble. But I think people saw that he has there's a switch in there somewhere.
That. And even when he talks, like those are the scary people.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are telling you something straight face.
Yeah.
No, like Conor is gonna hype it up and he's gonna blow it out of proportion. Yeah, exactly. But when he speaks and says certain things, it's like, yo, this motherfucker means that shit.
Yeah, he means every word of it.
Exactly. Like when he said, like if me and this dude see each other on the street, he's gonna die. Like I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man. But I wish he didn't retire because I think it would have been better for the sport and nobody's gonna beat him. But I understand. You know, he's a man of his words. He said he was going to retire, so he did.
I wish he would have done at least 2 more or something like that.
2 more fights. Again, there's nobody out there. Even now, there's nobody out there you could tell me, and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's interesting. He's going to win. I don't care. Like, if right now, who you would throw
to beat him?
Yeah,
nobody.
Exactly.
I mean, like we're living through Islam right now,
and it's the same
because
thing.
Islam is like the bar right now, like. When they were training, you would say Khabib was above Islam. Yeah. So Islam is going to smoke everybody. So then you're going to say, well, if they can't beat Islam, what the hell are they going to do with Khabib?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the only thing with him. Because it was going to get to that point where it's like, well, who he's going to fight that we're going to believe is going to give him some type of... I mean, maybe he would have went up. That would have been a little interesting. Still don't think
I don't think he would have done well up, though. That's my opinion, but I mean, I could be wrong.
At 170? I think he still beats everybody at 170.
You think he beats Usman?
Khabib? Yeah.
I don't know. Usman's big.
Yeah, I still think he beats him.
I don't know. I don't know if he beats Usman, man. And then like a guy like, I mean, now we've underestimated Leon on his grappling, and you saw Kobe trying to take him down. He took down Leon.
That was weird to me. Like he's weird to me because we talked about it, and I said maybe Kobe wins. You told me no.
Nah, I told you no way.
Yeah, you said no. But in my mind, I'm thinking maybe Kobe comes in with the same thing that Usman did in the first fight against him, and maybe he doesn't get caught, so he wins, right? With the wrestling. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Even with the second Usman fight, I'm thinking, well, Usman's going to win this time.
Yeah.
He ain't going to get caught. He's winning. He's going to do the same thing to the ground, keep him there. He's winning. This motherfucker after that fight, he just got better at everything, it seems like. I never seen nothing like that.
Well, I think
he just looks, to me before it was just a striker. Now it's like, whoa, this guy's good everywhere.
He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I didn't know that. Because he don't use it. So it's like, to me, he's like.
It's tiring as hell to use.
You
don't use it unless it's
That's so annoying when I hear that. When I hear like that you have that in your back pocket, but then you choose to strike. Gaethje.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's mad tiring.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did karate growing up. Like since I was 5, I was doing karate. I did a little bit of boxing, so I know striking a little bit. Right?
Yeah,
grappling, I have no idea
it's
what
exhausting.
That's like. But it seems like it. Yeah,
especially like MMA grappling is just crazy exhausting. So for him, yeah, I'll stand on the outside, throw some leg kicks, throw a couple punches, back out, catch my breath, get back in. Going. When you're grappling, it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Never stop. And he's fighting a 5-round fight. Unless you're Khabib that does this all day, every day. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You're not used to that conditioning.
Yeah,
So for him, it's easier to just strike, but he has it in his back pocket. If it has to go there, he can take it there.
It's easier, right? But striking is more dangerous.
Yeah, it's more dangerous because you can get caught.
Exactly.
A lot faster.
And no, you're gonna go home like beat up. You're gonna go home hurting, no matter what. Even if you win, your hands is gonna hurt, your face is gonna hurt, your shins is gonna hurt. Grappling, I mean,
Yeah, but if you start, let's say you start grappling in the first round, you fight in 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's it.
By the time you get to the championship round, you're gonna be so done. Like,
no. If you start out grappling, then you can't, because everybody says it's like the only thing I could like compare it to is like lifting weights and then going to shoot a basketball, like jacking yourself up with like weights and then trying to shoot a ball.
It's worse.
It's like. Yeah, imagine if it's worse than that. Fuck that.
It's worse than that.
I done that. I'm like, my arms don't work. Like,
I've trained with people that would throw up after every roll.
I could see it. Yeah, that's crazy. Because
you're using like when you're grappling,
your whole body.
You're using your whole body, like all your whole muscle, like until you condition yourself and to like not get tired and to understand when to go, when not to go,
when to rest.
Because there's moments where like it's just kind of holding, and you kind of should just kind of like relax a little bit.
Breath,
yeah. Take your deep breaths, relax a little bit. Then there's moments where it's like go.
You ever wrestle?
I've done jujitsu with wrestlers.
Okay, so it's that like.
I've done jujitsu, but I've gone with wrestlers. So wrestlers, like wrestling, grappling is different than jujitsu. Like jujitsu is more methodical. And wrestling, you're not allowed to go back. It's all forward. It's like me and you meet at the center, and we just freaking just go, like nonstop until somebody gets on top. Jiu-jitsu is like, if you have me, I can wait until reversing you. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to just go straight at you.
Gotcha.
So wrestlers kind of like, they just kind of like
ESPN. Yeah, I mean that's a dangerous. I wish I did wrestling growing up.
Yeah, I wish I did wrestling. It's funny how like I was gonna say like in MMA how people go when it comes to like wrestlers, like wrestlers are now dominating like MMA.
Yeah, because it went through this stage where if you ask like the professionals, what's the first art that you should learn, everybody would go jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
because jiu-jitsu was dominating the UFC in the beginning. It kind of switched. Like now people think of Khabib kind of switched it. People think wrestling.
I think it's BS. You know why? Because in wrestling, you don't submit people. So where is he getting his submissions from?
That's true.
So what's happened is a lot of these wrestlers have learned jiu-jitsu. So they're using their wrestling as base, but once it hits a certain point, they go into jiu-jitsu. So like, it's not wrestling. It's wrestling mixed with jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah. At that point, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all of them are doing it. Hamza, Islam, like arm triangle he did to Oliveira. That's not a wrestling move. Like,
exactly. Same thing with Khabib. I mean, he had
that arm bar he got.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that triangle he finished Gaethje with. Like
exactly,
those aren't wrestling moves.
Exactly.
So like it's like
because they make fun of it. Like Islam makes fun of it.
It's a joke because like if you listen, you know Renzo Gracie. No, it's not Renzo. Is it?
Hitson?
No, I think it is Renzo in New York. He put out a video and stuff like Khabib was training with the Gracies.
Oh yeah.
Like those guys train jujitsu.
Exactly.
They train jujitsu, sambo. They do wrestling. They do it all. Like it's BS when they say, "Oh no, this style is like you guys are using all the styles and you're mixing it in."
I think the difference is that Khabib is always going to be able to take somebody down. Some jiu-jitsu people can't, like the takedown is hard for them, right? I'm assuming. I don't know.
Oh, like, we do double legs and single legs too. We do it all.
So like wrestling starts up standing, right? Yeah. And then jiu-jitsu is the same thing.
Yeah, we start.
So it's the same thing. You gotta learn how to take somebody down correctly.
Yeah,
single legs, double legs.
So jiu-jitsu, when it first started, it was more similar to judo.
Really?
Yeah, it was more actually jiu-jitsu. Brazilian jiu-jitsu when it was brought over. When jiu-jitsu was brought over to Brazil was really judo. Like they just turned it into like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So a lot of the takedowns and stuff were really from judo. There were like a lot of judo stuff.
And it all mixed in with wrestling.
Yeah. So, but then it evolved into like one of the guys came to America. He learned wrestling, went back to Brazil, and then they started doing more takedowns of like wrestling style takedowns.
Interesting.
So like in jiu-jitsu you learn like judo throws, you learn how to shoot. And then there's guys that aren't athletic and aren't strong, so they pull guard. Like they get down. Like,
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, because they're like, I'm not strong enough to throw this guy, and I'm not quick enough to get underneath him and get a single leg or double. So I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna lose my 2 points. I'm gonna pull guard or something. I'm gonna just sit down and
just wait my turn, or like get in a position where I'm comfortable at. Now I see what you mean when they say they make fun of jiu-jitsu. Now I see, because it's blended.
Yeah, it's all blended. Like, it's
kind
only certain guys, like when they do that whole butt scooting, the guy's on the ground, he's like scooting towards the guy.
Yeah.
Only certain guys do that. There's certain gyms that would be like, no, you're not doing this in my gym. You're not doing, like, my gym is one of them. Like, you do that in my gym, they're like, get the hell out of here. Like, what is, like,
yeah, because that's you get soccer kicked. Like,
yeah, we don't do that over here. Like, but there's certain gyms that they're like, listen, we don't have the guys that are strong enough or quick enough to do this, so this is how we get it to the ground fast. We just sit down and we just
wait.
We like, come down here. Like,
I'll just run. Okay, bye. You know,
but it's not everybody that does it that way.
Yeah.
And not every gym teaches you to do that shit.
Yeah.
Just some gyms, they see it like that. It's like, let's skip all of this and let's get to the ground.
It makes sense. It's all like one thing now. It's all grappling now.
Yeah, that's what it is right now. Right now, everybody's just stealing from everybody. Like, jiu-jitsu stole from wrestling. Wrestling steals from jiu-jitsu. Like, judo, we're stealing from judo. And judo stealing from here. And, like, everybody's just copying everything.
That's what's up. I mean, I like it. I'm here for it. I like a lot of people don't like the ground game, like watching it. I do. And it's funny because I've never done it. But it's so interesting to me. Like, every time you send me a choke, I'm like, I watch those things sometimes like 5-6 times because I'm like, I still don't get it. like I don't know how he just went to sleep because I don't see it. But yeah,
it's a acquired taste, like grappling, and I mean I think over time because all this grappling stuff is kind of it's new.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that haven't caught on. So it's gonna take some time, maybe 10 years, 15 years. People are gonna be like, damn, I wish I would have. Excuse me. So I wish I would have, like, trained. I wish I would have learned more.
I am dying to. I scheduled a class. The guy that helped me build the studio, he does. I mean, nowhere near your level. So that's why I'm like, yeah, me and you could go. But he does it. He invited me to go. I just haven't been able to, one, because my shoulder is like.
Yeah, you were telling me about your shoulder.
My shoulder is on there. Barely. I could sneeze and my shoulders just go. Like, my shoulder's so bad I go and put it on. I put it back. I don't even go to the hospital no more. It comes out, I just put it right in myself. So that's like where I'm worried because I'm like, I can't afford to get hurt, right? Like, just everything that I'm doing is just not. I cannot get hurt.
Yeah.
And I know me. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not an angry dude trying to, like, but I'm competitive. So I'm going to try.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to dislocate it. And then I'm like, why am I going to go through that? But I still, if I lose a little bit of weight, then I'll also do it also. Because then it would be easier to, like, not carry so much weight with my hand.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to get into it.
I think everyone that, if you have the opportunity to do it, you should definitely.
Everybody should do it, I think.
Invest some time and learn.
With that said, we talked about how jiu-jitsu, everything's changing. Like, the game is changing so fast. In 10 years, you think it's going to be way different, way better than what it is now. If I asked you, out of the old fighters, who could fight today and be competent, right? Like, we have the Gracies, we have Silva. Like, how do you think those fighters would do today? Because I don't think a lot of them do that good. I think a lot of them the game is so much better now.
Who do you don't think Silva or Anderson would do now? The spider?
Silva would do good.
I think Silva would do good.
But not as good. He's not getting to the level that he was. I mean, like I said,
I think Silva was a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
He does, but that wasn't his, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think
he was more of an entertainer, so he was like an Izzy.
Yeah.
I think he'd be like an Izzy.
True, but still, Izzy is not Silva. When Silva was, I started watching MMA because of him. That's when I got on, because he made it cool. Like, he brought it to me. Silva's like Magic and Bird. Like, he he started it to me. Of course, he didn't start it, but like he made it more popular. Like when Silva was in his reign, like just knocking people out and walking off, like nobody's, we hadn't seen that yet. So,
but who other than Izzy, who moves like Silva?
Nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think Silva will come out here and do well.
Yeah. That I was gonna say that's the only person that has a chance.
I think Saint Pierre. I don't think Saint Pierre would.
Oh yeah, Saint Pierre. But to me, Saint Pierre is a little bit more newer. Like I count him like.
You count him new?
Yeah, Saint Pierre's like all around. Like he has everything.
I mean, I don't know. You never watched much of Hickson. I think Hickson. Grayson.
No, see that's the thing. I don't know the older generation.
I think Hickson would do well. Hickson was a savage. He used to fight in Pride and like. I saw him videos of him fighting dudes like way bigger than him. Like they had like no rules back then.
Yeah, those fights were crazy.
Like Hickson, it's rumored. I don't know if it's true, but I haven't seen anything to disprove it. But they say this man's never lost a fight.
I believe
Ever.
it. I believe it. I believe
not even a role in practice.
In practice, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I can't validate it, but I've heard it and I've seen videos on him, and I'm just like, and he was like, I've seen him do. I think I saw him do a sambo tournament. Like he would do like tournaments outside of his like
his art.
Yeah. He was just fighting because he that's what they did in Brazil. Like back then before this whole MMA thing, is like from what I've heard is that like my gym would put up our best fighter versus your gym, and we would put up money.
Yeah. That there's a documentary on it. It's awesome. But yeah, those were the days you literally just going. There was no glory behind it. It was just to see who's the best. Period.
Yeah, I'm saying that these dudes will fight you for nickels. You know what I mean? Like,
no, they just want to see who I'm better than you. That's it. That's all it is.
I'm like, I think a guy like him, like with that mindset, they're like, I just want to be the best. Like,
yeah, but see, I look at it like this. I look at it like, of course, if they have the time to like learn everything, of course that would be good. But I'm thinking of like, you grab them at their prime, and you just dump them in today in a cage.
So they don't have time to learn anything. Just their own skill set?
It's just what they have learned to that point. At their prime, and then you put them to today's prime.
I mean,
it's not fair, of course, because they saw them and learned from them. So but
I mean, I would still throw Hickson in because I think his jiu-jitsu, like his fundamentals, was so like
still prevalent today.
Yeah, his fundamentals were. I feel like his game would translate, but I think mostly it would be like heavyweights because like the thing is what fighting is like. I still hit hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's always that chance.
Like you may have a different technique, but if I catch you, like I'm still.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, there's weight classes for a reason, and there's great fighters that could mitigate your weight and whatever, but you're still fighting an uphill battle because you have no room for fuck up. If you're a smaller guy fighting a big dude, you can't fuck up. You could hit that big dude a few times and he's still up. You know what I'm saying? But he hits you once and it's good night. So that's the difference,
Yeah. I mean, but I do see a lot of guys not doing well because like a lot of guys back then.
Strikers.
A lot of them were strikers. And some of them that were grapplers were getting away because nobody else grappled. Like, you know what I mean? But now everybody grapples. So it's like your strength then isn't going to work now.
Exactly.
Because everybody's doing it. So it's like you're going to have to learn how to strike, but you can't strike because you grapple, or you can only strike and you can't grapple.
Exactly. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I don't know how most, especially men, everybody, but men, like if you're not at least not interested on like learning, something wrong with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to protect you, your family, whoever. Like
exactly. No, it's just like we all men. So like we all have that instinct of like you talk shit to me, you like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's out the if you're a smart person, that's out the window.
Yeah.
Because I don't fucking know what you know. Like the only way I would have to know something. It's just.
I mean, that was a thing back in the old days. Like all men had to like train. You know what I mean? Like that's how they were brought up.
Should be.
You had to be like a warrior or something like that. Like now it's just like there's a lot of dudes that just don't do shit.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to all this technology will go away at some point, and you're gonna have to know some shit. If not, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But me and you could keep talking about MMA forever, so I'm gonna switch up to basketball.
All right.
Just because I love basketball, and to me, basketball is in an interesting place right now. Not in the good way, in my eyes, from what I'm seeing. I feel like basketball is getting too soft, and I don't mean like I don't want fouling or like that. That's not what I mean. I'm just mean in general of like dudes are switching teams. Dudes don't want to play, so they don't play. Like all that. It looks small now, but I think it's gonna become a problem. And if you don't stop it now, it's just gonna run wild. Like, we've seen it. We've seen it how before it started with I request one person requests a trade before his contract's up, and then now everybody's fucking doing that shit. Contracts don't matter anymore. So to me, that's a problem. What do you think?
No, I agree. I think we're in an era where like competition, like people don't take it personally anymore. Yeah. Everybody's so focused about their deals and their money and being how they look, being friends and social media. Like there's like no pride in like their team anymore.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like if I lost by 40, I ain't gonna be shaking nobody's hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's how it was back in the day.
You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of like
too much buddy.
Too much buddy. Like people like, you're going on family vacations with
together
with a teammate, I mean somebody else's team, whatever. Like
that's
like,
crazy. That's
what is
crazy.
this? I saw like LeBron was at Draymond's wedding. I'm like, all right. I mean, that's just weird. Like you guys are in battle.
Exactly. And people think, it started funny. It started in the beginning. It was like, all right, yeah, nobody's like that, hating each other, and it was a little bit cool. Like it wasn't that bad. But see where it is now, where it's like, I think Tom Brady, and Jordan and all the greats have said it from before. Kobe. Tom Brady had an interview and he said, like, how can I be friends with these dudes?
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill them.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be friends with them. We could after we retired, sure. Like he said, he's never spoke to Peyton Manning or none of those dudes until they retired.
Yeah. Like you can be respectful.
Exactly.
And you can be, I mean, you don't have to disrespect a dude. You don't have to talk trash about the dude, but it got to be war when you see this.
Exactly. It can't be like we're on the phone every day.
Yeah.
How you gonna muster the right energy to do what you need to do? And people say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." It does.
It does because what happens is because it doesn't mean as much, and they're not at war.
Exactly.
So what they start doing? They start teaming up and shit like that.
Exactly.
And they start. Now, before I used to have all these like teams that never won but were great.
Yeah.
Now it's like, no, you have like a few really good teams and then the rest of the teams are like trash. Like,
Pistons.
The Pistons, you know what I mean? Like that's what happens when everybody's buddying up. Like you take all the talent, you move it here, and everybody's like, oh, I want to go to LA. Like why does everybody want to go to LA? Like
yeah, to me, I mean, I get the weather, like part of it, right? Like you want to live in a good like place. I get that part. But I don't want to play with LeBron.
Yeah, but I feel like in the time where like look at Jordan, like they dropped him in Chicago, like he was never thinking of going anywhere else. I think you could have dropped him anywhere. Could have dropped him in freaking Minnesota. Could have dropped him at anywhere. I think Jordan would have stayed there and said, "We're gonna win here."
Yes, Jordan probably would have done that, but I don't know if they win. See what I'm saying?
But did you see Jordan's team when he got on there? Like he had dudes doing cocaine. Like his team was terrible.
No. I get that part, but the organization was smart. See what I'm saying? Somebody was making moves to make a good team for Jordan. If you go to a bad organization, you might be fucked. That's my opinion. Like you could, if you land in the wrong organization, it doesn't matter how good you are. Like you probably win games. You probably still score a lot of stats, but are you gonna win 6 chips?
I mean, I don't know if he would have won 6. I think he would have won.
No, he would win. Yeah,
I think he would win. I think Jordan would wheel you.
But it won't be. Because, Krause, you could say whatever you want. They hated him or whatever, but the guy made teams everywhere. On baseball, basketball, he won. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew what he was doing as a GM. He knew how to put a team together.
Yeah, but
you need that.
Back then, how many teams did you, like in the 80s, how many teams did we have?
So Celtics and
Pistons, you had Knicks teams, you had Indiana teams. Like,
I get what you mean. There was a lot of good teams.
There was a lot of good teams. Because everybody said, like, nah, I'm going to win here. I'm going to, me and the guys, like, there was, like, we're going to work together. We're going to push each other.
I'm the guy. That was also another thing. It's like, I'm not going over there to be his second fiddle.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're not doing that back then.
There was pride. Like,
exactly.
Like, you can take, like, look at Miami, for example.
Yeah.
When the team has pride.
Yeah.
no matter what talent they have, they're gonna win games. They're gonna find a way to win.
Exactly.
Because they got pride. They're gonna be like, nah, we're gonna play this.
But that's organization. See, that's where I give it to the organization and that. Miami's like.
I mean, you can't give it all though. I mean, the guy, you have to have pride in yourself to do it.
But they draft those people.
Yeah, but they some of those people, they didn't even draft them. They just picked them out of the street.
No, but they saw what they like. No, you're like me. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could play here. You could play with Miami because you got heart. I think in Miami they go like, oh yeah, he's a good player, but he can't come here because he's a diva.
Yeah, but look,
he can't come here.
Look at the Pistons, right?
Oh yeah,
they drafted all these top two. All these dudes were nasty in college. They like all those drafts. There's nobody on there that I was like, why the hell they picked this guy? Ivy, Cade. They got Bagley was a number 2 pick. They have a shit ton of talent.
That's true.
Miami don't have that talent.
No.
So like I'm not
but
saying
they got heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying like
they got pride.
Pistons picked up all these talent, but those guys don't have this type of pride.
And the fight and like Miami, they're gonna fight you. Like everybody's gonna fight you.
But that's like that old school shit that like
Pat Riley
that makes like a team that isn't as talented win games.
Exactly.
And I feel like a lot of these teams today, they're just so focused on my shoe deal, how I look, social media, my buddies, like they don't have pride. Like if you have how you lose 28, 29 games in a row?
That's crazy.
Like that like
that's crazy.
How you lose that many games in a row? Like
somebody would have been fighting already. Like like, do something.
I would have lost it.
Yeah, I would have some frustration, something.
Like,
but that leads me to my next question. Like we got Ja Morant, we got Zion Williamson, you got good players coming up, but we don't have that. At least in my mind. Like maybe Wemby, I don't know, he's too early, right? But like LeBron is still the guy.
Yeah,
Curry's still.
That's
still
sad.
The guy.
That's
and
sad.
that's why I'm saying the NBA is in danger. There was never this. It never took so long to replace the main guy.
Yeah, the NBA needs to do something fast. Like it might have to be Luka, and Embiid, Giannis.
No, man.
I mean, it's funny because it's like the international guys that got to help the NBA out.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing about the international guys. I like them. I like Giannis, right? He has a little bit of a, but Luka's too nice. Like to me, Luka's like
you think he's too nice? Luka be talking trash.
No, not in that sense. In the sense of like Luka comes in and it feels like basketball is not everything. He comes in. This is his job. To me, that's what it looks like to me. That's why he gets fat in the offseason. And like he comes in, does his job, and then he's gone. See what I'm saying? Like he does his job, and then outside of like when he's not in season, it's not everything's basketball. Same thing with Jokic. He said it like
yeah, Jokic don't care.
Exactly. So like he's the best, but look at his attitude. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Shaq had a little bit of that in himself too.
Well, Shaq was different, and Shaq was mean. His game style was mean. So even though he didn't care, outside of when he left, when he wasn't playing, he got weight, he gained weight, but he was mean.
Yeah,
he was a mean player.
He was a mean player.
Yeah, but
but I would say Luka is mean in a different way because like he's very like.
Tricky.
He's condescending, bro. Like
exactly.
He be talking
he's a little asshole.
Like, he's an asshole. Like if you watch Luka, like he be like that shit with Booker.
Yeah. He's a little asshole. But to me, it's like
I mean, he's not like Shaq mean. Obviously, Shaq was trying to tear the rim off the freaking backboard whenever he had a chance.
And to me, sometimes like he takes days off. Like he takes.
Yeah, that's the
Kobe's Kobe's out there killing every time he's on the Jordan. He's killing you every time he's on the floor. Even to a different level, different mentality. LeBron, he's on the floor. He's going hard.
I'll give you a guy, Anthony Edwards.
Yes, he's old school. He's caught from that old school cloth. Yeah. I like Edwards, but he's still kind of young. But like
he's taking that step.
Yeah, I think this year. Yeah, this year if they do good numbers like in the playoffs, if they do good in the playoffs. And he does good in the playoffs. Yeah, next year he's gonna be up there. You have a good team, so he has no excuse. They should make a deep, good playoff run.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like, that type of old school mentality. I like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has that dog in him. But he doesn't have that.
I don't think he's that talented. Like I think it's his heart, but talent wise, you know, he's not like I don't know something about. I like his personality. He has that dog in him, old school defense, battle. But to me, like if you mix Tatum and him together, that's like the perfect. Because Tatum is so much talent is crazy, right? His talent is off the charts, but sometimes his drive is not always there. Like his tenacity is not always.
Yeah, Brown is more of a dog than Tatum. Tatum is definitely more talented.
Yeah,
but I think Brown gets underrated a lot.
To me, yeah,
I think he.
100%.
I think he. I mean, he averaged 26 last year.
I think if you take out Brown, and let's say you take out one of them, I think the Celtics lose more games with just Tatum than Brown.
I mean, you can argue it.
Just because he's more two-player, like two-way.
But you saw them play the Pistons without Brown. And then you saw them play the Raptors without Tatum, Porzingis, and Horford.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah.
So I'm like, I just think Brown gets like that. I've always been like a Brown guy. Like
Me too. That's why I'm happy they paid him.
Yeah. I was like, because people are like, oh, why are they going to pay him that money? I'm like, who else are you going to pay
Exactly.
that? Like, this is going to be the norm.
Exactly.
And the next time all these guys become free agents, you're going to be paying everybody this money. Like, who you saving this money for? Like,
exactly.
Like, you have this guy that's been here. He's helped us get to a finals. I mean, we should have won the final, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. We should have won.
We choked. It is what it is.
They're having those issues of who's the leader. Like,
yeah, but I think now it's a little more clear cut. I feel like it's not as much.
Now, not anymore.
I think
it's defined. Tatum is the guy, Brown second, or you could interchange those two. But everybody else is under that. I think Marcus was a problem. Like he's a big personality. He's a big, not as talented, but big personality. And I think Brown and Tatum didn't bark at him enough to be like, hey, yeah, you good, but listen, you see that? Like,
I think it's like that big brother, like because I think Smart was there first, and he's older than them.
Yes.
So it's like that big brother. Like, how do I yell at my big brother like that?
Exactly.
You know what
Like I think it should have gotten to a point where like Tatum and Brown were like, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of gives that respect. But my point with that is like we see these superstars that are supposed to be the guy, right? Ja Morant he's supposed to be the guy. Like he's supposed to come in and
take over for LeBron while he's
Zion
should have been doing this already.
Exactly. Like so you see these stars that you're thinking are gonna be the guy, and then you see them like, oh, I don't know, these dudes are in shaky ground. Ja not so much. Ja is not his game that I have a problem with. Of course, it's the off the blacktop, off the court problems, and then Zion is just I don't even know. Like I don't know how to even fix that because it's all coming from you don't have the drive. How do how can you? There's nothing you could do with that.
Yeah, the NBA is in a dangerous place because like you said, you got LeBron, Curry, KD. Like these guys are like
they're 35. Everybody they're over 35. And that's supposed to be the guy.
They shouldn't. At this point, we should be saying
phasing out.
They should be phasing out, and we should be. It's like when Kobe was towards the end of his career. Like
LeBron and D Wade.
We were like LeBron, D Wade,
Melo.
Like we had guys to take over.
Right now, it feels like.
It's like Giannis. I feel like it's like Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. Yeah. It's like all guys like from
outside. Yeah,
outside is like where's the American players? Like
exactly.
I mean, Tatum, in my opinion, should be. Tatum, Booker should be like, and Edwards and Ja and Zion should be the faces. Right?
Exactly, and hopefully they got time, right? Yeah. They got time. I think Ja is great, but I don't think Ja as a player, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna get hurt. Right,
like he plays too crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Players like that, I give him a shelf, 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully playing with Derrick Rose, you can tell him, develop a floater.
Yeah,
like you don't gotta go try to dunk on everybody. Like, get a
play
floater.
Smart, play smart. Have some finesse to your game because you're little. All this jumping up and down is not good for you. So those players like that, they worry me. So I don't look at them as faces of the league because Ja's gonna get hurt.
Out of all the
God forbid he doesn't. But
question for you: out of all the American players we have now, who do you think is going to take that step to be the face of the league?
Out of the American players,
we have.
I don't.
Who do you think has the best chance of doing it?
Tatum.
Tatum? Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, Tatum probably is. That's Edwards. It's Edwards from here.
Yeah.
Edwards, I think he's gonna be. If he doesn't get hurt and things like that, like he's gonna be.
Yeah, I would agree. Tatum and Edwards would be my guys.
Yeah, those are. And then to me, it's like Tatum is too quiet. Like talk a little bit more. Like you know what I'm saying? Like be a little bit more assertive. That's the only knock I have against Tatum.
Yeah, the only time he ever got mad when he said, what he said, it was in the I think it was against 76 when he said like with all due respect, like
yeah, exactly. Even then he's still
like with all
nice.
due respect, I am one of the best players in the world, something like that.
Yeah, like talk your shit, man. Like just it's part of the game. It comes with like Jordan had it. You know what I'm saying? LeBron had it to a certain. Kobe definitely got it.
Yeah, I think is part of it is he grew up looking up to these dudes. Like if you watch like Tatum pictures, like you see him pictures with like LeBron, like pictures like they're like they grew up idolizing these guys.
Yeah, but to me it's like man, and that's the whole LeBron effect. I think Iverson came in trying to kill Jordan, even though everybody loved Jordan. Yeah. Iverson's like no. Yeah, I know you're the guy.
Same thing with Kobe.
Kobe's like, no, yeah, I respect you, the guy, but I want people knowing that I beat whoever the guy is. You see what I'm saying? Tatum is not like that. He's more reserved, and then that doesn't like do well when it comes to people should fear him more because he's great, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a what 27, 28 point scorer.
Exactly. There should be a little fear going behind that, and to me, that's the LeBron effect. Like you know how. LeBron was great, but there's no fear behind LeBron.
Yeah, he was too buddy.
Yeah.
I think that's what started it with LeBron.
Yeah, that's why it's like the LeBron effect. It's like at first I thought it was good, and then now I'm like, oh no, this is not good.
Yeah, because we don't have any rivalries.
No, we need the animosity. That's what creates.
Like, what's our rivalry of this era?
Exactly. Like that's your point when you were saying that back then there was good teams. Like you could watch the whole NBA.
Yeah,
you don't have to pick and choose. Like I'm only watching these teams. You could watch a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Because there was even if the teams weren't that good, they hated each other. They didn't like each other.
You knew they were gonna bring it.
Exactly. Like we're gonna fight dirty. We're gonna do whatever.
Like how many rivalries did the freaking Knicks have? Like they had beef with the Indiana. They had beef with the Chicago. They had beef with the Pistons. They had beef with Miami. I remember they went to blows one game. Like
the Celtics was tough.
Still had beef.
Like it wasn't about the talent. It was more about the fight in the team. Yeah, that's gone.
You knew it was a dog fight.
Yeah,
and we don't have that anymore. I think the closest thing to a rivalry we have might be like the Suns versus Dallas, like Luka and freaking Booker. Like
exactly,
they don't like each other. Exactly. Every time there's a game,
and then Miami. I watch Miami. Any Miami game I watch because
Miami, they're tough.
They're gonna get chippy. Like they're gonna.
Miami Boston is like.
That's always
it's probably like but they're not like they don't even hate each other. They're just like it's just like a dogfight. But
that's more like inherited from KD and LeBron era. Like that's where that comes from. And of course, Pat Riley is like, we're not losing to Boston. We lose everybody else. We're not losing to Boston. But
that's all we have to look forward to, like in the playoffs. Is like, Suns versus Dallas. Let's see what Booker and Luka. Miami versus Boston for the fucking 4th or 5th year in a row. Like. Who's gonna win this? Like, but outside of that, it's like, who do you look forward to? Like,
exactly.
Denver should have some rivals. Like, I don't know, Denver. Who's rivals Denver?
But they're so nice. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it didn't matter back then if you were nice. Like they just didn't like you.
You winning, I don't like you. That's simple.
You being on top.
That's target. Enough. Yeah, that's
put a
enough.
target on your back. That's all. That's enough. That's all it took.
And, yeah, see, like remember matchups. Like I was looking forward to Dwayne Wade playing Kobe. We knew they're gonna try to kill each other.
Yeah.
Like who do we who's doing that now? Like who do we know is like these two are
the only thing they probably Chet Holmgren versus Wemby. That's like what?
It's like nah.
Come on, man. They're not even like let's wait 5 years or something when these guys are at their game. Like their games are developed.
Yeah,
exactly. That can't be the matchup. Like,
right now, they just came in.
Let's get 2 rookies.
Rookies don't even get mentioned. Back then, rookies were rookies. Like they weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that much of attention. Like LeBron was. He came in and he had a lot of attention as a rookie.
LeBron was one of the very few that came in right away like a freaking.
Exactly.
LeBron and Melo.
Melo too, yeah. Melo.
Both of them came in like freaking. Damn, if the Pistons would have took Melo, I always say that.
Yes, that would because he would have been with Prince and Tayshaun. Wallace
honestly,
and all that group. Yeah.
I think if the Pistons would have took Melo, they wouldn't have been going through all these dark ages after
No.
I don't think I think they would have, and I think Melo would have learned how to defend, and he would have been more of a team player. And I think Melo's career would have changed. We would have remembered Melo differently. I don't even think LeBron would have had as many chips because he would have had to have been dealing with Melo and that whole Pistons defense behind him.
It's true, Melo kind of got like when he came in, he was the man on the team because there's nobody there.
Yeah, no one could say nothing to him. He's in Denver. There was there to do in Denver other than watch Melo. Like.
Exactly. And he had no good players to be like, hey, like he was the man as soon as he got there from college. You're the best player on the team. And that kind of like made his, he didn't have to do certain things or focus on certain things. He didn't have to go through that grind, which hurt him, I think.
Yeah.
Melo was one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if he went to Detroit, they would have surrounded him with guys that would have been like, yo.
Exactly.
You got Ben Wallace, a guy who clawed his way to the NBA. You got all these like role player guys.
Oh, he wasn't going there and being the man. He was gonna have to like.
But they would have checked him.
Exactly.
Like I think Ben Wallace, Rasheed
would have been better.
They would have checked his ass and be like, nah, you're doing it this way. And
exactly.
And he
would
would
have
have
played more defense.
Yeah, they wouldn't have let him do what he wanted to do, like in Denver. I think his career would have went well.
Different.
Like, I think he would have won a chip, or 2 or 3 or who knows. But I think the Pistons would have been a force to been reckoned with. But they picked Darko, who they didn't even play him. That's a waste of a pick. Why not even just trade the pick? I would have just traded the pick and got something out of it. Like they just took Darko and did nothing with him.
Yeah, that move was crazy.
That was crazy. Like you had Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Melo,
and then that's who you picked.
Darko. Like what is going on over there?
But yeah, no. See, that's one thing I don't like. That like all that stuff that we just talked about, the NBA is like, and then let's be honest, Adam Silver is not the toughest person to like rein these guys in. Like to me, what was the other guy's name before the commissioner? Stern.
Stern, yeah.
David Stern, yeah. Like he, like what KD, what Kyrie, what Ben Simmons. That was not gonna.
Yeah, I don't think that would have flown by.
No, that was not. He would have been like, you guys are gonna pay when the next CBA comes. I'm taking all. Like, you guys want to do this shit? Nah. And I think players would have understood, like, you're not getting away with this shit.
Like, do we still know what's going on with Ben Simmons? Like, what?
Bro, like, and he's still getting paid all his money. It's insane.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
bad for the NBA because then look what that started. All these players, Harden, like, the fuck out of here.
That Harden stuff was wild. I never thought in my life I would see a player like force his way out of that many
those teams
in a row like that. Like
it's crazy. And like it's still like, again, I was never a fan of Harden from the beginning just because to me he's a product of the NBA today. Like he's one of those players where I'm like, you will not do good in another era because it's all bullshit fouls. One, like it's all ticky-tack fouls, and then 2, the hand check and all that separation that you use, you're not gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? And you're not a good athlete. You're not a driver of the ball and finishing on dudes. You're not doing that back then because you're gonna be on the floor.
Yeah, they would have laid him out.
Exactly. And he's a good player, but to me, like people like go, oh, he's the third best 2 guard. I'm like, what? No, not in my book.
Yeah, no.
Not in my book. He's not above D Wade.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him above D Wade.
No way. To me, he's not even above Iverson. To be honest, like the numbers are gonna say right. His numbers and his current titles, they're gonna say different. But to me, you're not even above Iverson.
Nah, no way.
So
I couldn't put him above D Wade or Iverson.
Yeah, but he's like KD is saying he's third.
Yeah, but KD's mind is like warped. I think like. Because like, have you ever heard him talking about like basketball? Like they talk about basketball like you have to get a PhD. Like this guy never played in there. Like what does he know? I'm like, yo, he's 5 years old playing basketball.
Exactly.
Like this is not like
like
it's not rocket science.
Exactly.
You put a ball in a hoop like.
Exactly. Like, some people love basketball, right? Like they might not. They weren't good, right? Yeah, but they love the game, so they still know.
There are coaches and GM that weren't good enough to make their high school teams.
Exactly.
That are out there making
great.
Yeah, but they're making all these decisions for basketball.
Exactly.
So that's why I was like, when I listened to KG's take, I'm like, I take it with like a grain of salt.
Yeah. Yeah, when he said that, I was to me, and of course I don't think he's the best, but Dwayne Wade was my favorite player it was him and Iverson. Those are my favorite players ever.
Those guys were great.
Yeah.
I would definitely put them in the top 5, both of them.
Yeah, to me, yeah.
Whether you want to put whoever in 3 or 4, but I would definitely obviously go Jordan, Kobe.
Yeah. To me, that's set in stone. Jordan, Kobe, Wade, Iverson so far, and then you could I don't know who else you put on there, but to me that's those are the guys.
Yeah, we're still deciding for that 5th guy. The way I don't know about Anthony Edwards might make a name for himself.
Exactly, he might take.
He has that dog.
He might move up. He
has that dog. I know it's early, but I like what I'm seeing.
If he avoids injuries,
I like what I'm seeing from Edwards.
Like exactly. Him, and then I hope Wemby's good. I think if Wemby's good, the NBA is gonna be all much better for it. He seems he has he's a workaholic. He's gonna work the craft.
We actually playing them today.
We are? I didn't know. Yeah, but see, that's another thing. Like I used to watch every game.
Yeah.
I don't watch every game anymore.
I watch the C's. I keep on track with the C's.
I keep track with some games, but not like before. And it's because of like some of these games. I'm not.
They've been. I know what you're saying because like sometimes the Celtics in the past they would disappoint the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's like
they'd be like these bad teams and you'd be like, oh, we're gonna beat them by 20.
Exactly.
And then you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
But this year's team,
different.
They're different. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Missoula having a little more
experience.
I don't know if it's all right.
The guys,
like, listen, we gave you your money. Like, what else do you want? Like,
and also like these dudes have made it.
Yeah,
I think Brown and Tatum both have that fire in them. Like, I don't want to fucking lose again.
Yeah.
So like we already made it all the way to where we were supposed to make it, and we should have won, and we didn't. So I think they're just like, I'm not fucking losing.
Yeah, but also the other guys, I feel like their roles are more defined. Like Derek White knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
Holiday is not an issue. Like you don't gotta Holiday is a professional. Like
exactly.
He knows what he gotta do.
Give me my role and I'll do that.
I felt like last year, like as much as I loved all the players from last year, but Smart
contention, like it was friction there.
He was like trying to be the leader when it really should have been Brown and Tatum.
Yeah.
Then you have Grant who had his own personality. He was calling himself Batman. Like you had a lot of guys
talking shit to other teams.
Yeah,
like,
you had a lot of guys
up.
on the team, like kind of doing their. As good as they were last year, they had a lot of guys. I felt like they just didn't understand where they belong.
I think that was Missoula's issue. I think if what was the name of the other coach?
Brad Stevens, Udoka.
Udoka. If Udoka was there, like that.
Udoka.
They probably win.
Yeah, if Udoka was there, I think he would have told them like, "Hey, yo, chill out."
Exactly.
This guy's a leader. Like I think Udoka, but I think Missoula, they just dropped it on him. Kind of like
it was just new. Like what do we expect? I think this year is way better. He
didn't even have a camp. Like he didn't have a preseason.
It came out of nowhere. Like
it was just like, oh, Udoka's gone. You're the guy. Like
I was so excited for last season because I'm like, oh yeah, this season, Udoka's second year, we're gonna. And then that whole thing happened, and I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
like we're not gonna win, no matter how much. Like it's just too much.
Because I like Udoka.
Me too.
He had that death stare that he would give players.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Like
with
that
LeBron.
you knew. Like I wasn't watching the game from at home. I'm like, damn, he's fucked. Like,
yeah, like you like players are gonna respect him.
Yeah.
Like players ain't gonna talk shit to that guy.
Yeah, because he's not only is he a winner, but he's imposing. Like he's like what, like 6'6", 6'7"?
Exactly.
And he's like pretty like solid. Like he gives you that stare. Like I'll fight you in the back.
Exactly. Like with LeBron, him and LeBron, I loved it. People didn't like it. I did.
I loved it.
I'm like, if the players ain't gonna do it, might as well the coach, because it's like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah, I didn't see why they didn't they give Udoka, didn't they eject him or something like that?
Yeah, they ejected Udoka.
I'm like, really?
That was crazy to me. Technicals both ways, and leave it. But I think it's because Udoka already had it wasn't.
I wouldn't even have given him a why. Like if you know he has, like why even go that way?
Exactly. If you already know he has the tech, like just come on, guys, back it up.
When have you seen, like, you think a coach is gonna go fight a player? Like when have we ever seen that? Like,
no.
And it's LeBron.
Exactly.
When you see LeBron, like if that was Ron Artest, or something like that, I'd be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like Ben Wallace. Like,
Yeah,
when have you seen
not thinking.
LeBron go after like to go fight somebody?
Exactly.
And Udoka's a coach, like he's not gonna go fight LeBron. Like they even if they felt like fighting, like they're professional.
LeBron would never do it.
Yeah,
LeBron
like,
has too much at stake. LeBron would never do it.
And Udoka, from what I heard, he didn't say anything.
Nothing was crazy. Nothing was just you just said kept saying bitch, and LeBron.
Well, he said something about like these guys are bitching.
Yeah.
And then LeBron's like, oh, we're grown men. There ain't no bitches here or something like that.
Yeah, because LeBron was complaining about fouls and flopping, which is true.
But the thing is, like, we all say this. Like,
exactly.
Yo, why these guys bitching? Like, we always, that's a word, like, it doesn't necessarily mean you're calling someone a bitch. Like,
exactly. And even so, like, so what? Like, that's not the worst fucking... That was an overreaction to me. I'm like, that should have not happened.
But the refs have been getting wild with their ejections, though. Like, how they be ejecting players lately. I'm just like...
Yeah.
And the technicals they've been giving out.
It's too crazy. Like, in... Steve Kerr called it out. He was like, I don't even blame it on the refs that they did. This is what they're being told to do from, the higher ups.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, what can we do? This is what we're being told to do. So
like I don't like that whole if I dunk on somebody, like give me like 2 seconds to celebrate. Like you know what I'm saying?
Come on, like
put 2 seconds on the
whole baseball bullshit. Like,
yeah, like they should have like a second like shot clock where like if you get a nice play, someone hits the button, like you got 3 seconds to scream at the fan. You know what I mean?
You
like
can't even stare, bro.
Yeah, like
you stare at somebody and that's I'm like, nah.
Like, come on. You got to give him like 2-3 seconds to
exactly.
I mean, that's an emotional play. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what draws everybody to all these sports is the emotion behind it. When I said Izzy was the number 1 fight for me, it wasn't because I was the greatest fight I seen. Emotionally, that was what I was connected to.
Yeah.
Like, this dude got beat 3 times. He looks like he's going to lose, and then all of a sudden, the other dude's on the ground. Everybody goes wild.
Yeah.
Basketball, baseball, you have to allow the emotions. That's what makes the sport. That's what people follow sports.
Yeah.
It's the emotion behind it. It's not all just about they're great players. Yeah, that's cool. But we want to see the emotion. That's why you see some fighters that are not that good, but they have this I don't give a fuck energy, this Nate Diaz. Not the greatest talent, but this guy, his emotion alone is gonna make you watch.
Yeah, Nate Diaz is crazy though.
Yeah.
I love watching Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
just because the win or the loss doesn't matter.
Yeah, like special dudes, both the Diaz brothers. Like to me, they're up there with making UFC.
Yeah, you need, and they're real about it. Like
that's the thing.
They just real up. Like that's who they are.
Exactly. Those are the best people.
Yeah.
Those are like you could be a fucked up person, but if you're like that, people are gonna ride with you.
Yeah, they're gonna ride with you. They don't care if you win or lose.
Exactly.
The same thing with Masvidal. Like why Masvidal? Like when you look at his record, you're like, why is everybody? I'm like, because Masvidal is real. Like
exactly.
Like who he's showing you, that's just who he is, and you can just ride with it.
He's proved it. He'll fight you outside.
Yeah.
Just,
that shit with Kobe. He's like, you just punched him outside. He's like, you talk about me, I'm gonna punch you outside. Like it's not a gimmick. You're not
exactly. Nobody likes the gimmick.
Yeah. So so the NBA needs to get back to like being real.
I don't know how they do it, but they need to do something quick because you fall off quick. Like the buildup is gradual and slow to build anything, but to fall off, it's just a downhill quick. So to me, they got to do something, and they'll probably do it with the new CBA coming up and all those contract shit. I will hope they like tell the players, hey, listen, we're not doing good numbers.
Yeah,
we're not like in the season, the playoffs, yeah, but in the season is not doing good numbers.
Yeah, that's what they threw in that in-season tournament.
Yes. What do you think? I mean, that tells you the state of the NBA. We have to do gimmicky shit to make competitors. That's a gimmick.
Yeah, I'm not
against it, right? I'm not against it for the reason that it did make, for that span, they made it a little bit interesting, right? So I guess that's cool. I don't like everything else like that's going after it. Putting up a banner, what the fuck is that? They're trying to make it that if you win, you automatically get a guaranteed spot in the playoffs?
Yeah, you sent me that. I was like,
what the fuck is that?
I'm
That's,
at a loss.
That's bullshit. That's crazy.
The thing is, right, I've counted. We have about 5 possible MVP trophies that you can get throughout the year. Like what are we doing?
Yeah, like
before,
crazy.
like being the best was about being number one. Like you can be a regular season MVP. You can be an in-season tournament MVP. You can be a freaking all-star game MVP. You can be a finals MVP. Now in the conference finals, you can be an MVP.
Exactly.
You can get the Larry Bird or the Magic Johnson. Like how many MVP wars are we gonna keep making up?
It's like
who's the real MVP? Like that's
it's
like
didn't they learn from boxing? That's a boxing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Got
every division has like 5 champions.
Championship means nothing because everybody is a fucking
champion. Now we
champion.
have 2 champions. We got in-season champion. We got a finals champion. Regular season champion.
We're in trouble, bro.
Like
we're in trouble, man.
They get into the point where they should just give everybody participation trophies.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you showed up. Here you go.
Yeah. See, again.
Like they should, like everything should mean something.
That's the whole point of everything. And it has to be. You have to mean. It has. If you're the MVP, it has to mean something.
It has to mean something. There's one of you. You're the guy. We're gonna acknowledge you as the MVP.
Exactly.
There's all this other like awards. I just feel like it's just getting crazy.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like players being able to just demand something. To me, that's one thing I like about LeBron. Yeah, LeBron's left teams, and I don't like that either. But LeBron served out his contracts everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, he has. He hasn't demanded anything.
Exactly.
He didn't start the whole demand era.
Like, that's crazy.
The only thing I hate about him is he likes to stack the deck. That's the only thing. And usually when he stacks his deck, he makes it so that once he leaves, that team is trash.
It's happened everywhere.
Because like he'll make you get rid of all your young talent.
Yeah.
All your potential future. You gotta get rid of them. Bring me some OGs. And when he leaves, and it's like, what I do with all these old heads?
Exactly. But see, that's the thing. That player empowerment bullshit. Jordan was Jordan. Jordan had to leave because his fucking manager wouldn't do what he fucking wanted. See what I'm saying? Like now, LeBron runs the whole fucking team. He decides who's coming in, who's like. That's all. To me, that's bad. Everybody has a fucking job. GMs is a GM for a reason. Do your job. The players should not get involved on there.
Yeah.
And that keeps the integrity of the game.
Yeah, it's like we pay you to play basketball. That's what, not we, but like the organization. They pay you to play basketball. Exactly. That's what you do. Exactly. Like,
and within these lines, I'm the king.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't control that, and you shouldn't, because to me that's what it's like cheating, right? Like, so I'm the player and I get to buddy with all my friends and make the fucking greatest team.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Yeah, you're not. Now you're no longer the basketball player.
Nah, it's like
you're now the GM, you're the coach, you're the freaking owner now. Like you're wearing these hats that you shouldn't be wearing.
And to me, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if that benefited LeBron. I think LeBron, if he stayed in Cleveland, they would have won more chips. They would have rebuilt.
They may have won, honestly.
Because he had longevity. So LeBron could have he probably would have won the same fucking championships without doing all that extra shit.
May have. We never
know. We're never gonna know.
We never know. If he would have stayed
Miami, come on. Tell me they ain't winning at least one more in Miami.
If he stayed in Miami. But the thing, by the time he went to Miami, he already, in my book at least, he tainted himself to me. I could never look at him the same once he left. Well,
to me, the thing is like, what those people did, I mean, if you know the whole story of what was happening in Cleveland, the only way LeBron leaves is, if it was me, if they did what they did to him, and if it was me, sell me the team, I'll stay. But I'm not playing for a fucking owner that did what he did. I'm not doing it.
I mean,
that's the only thing with me. It's like, there's certain things I'm like, nah.
That's the thing. It's like, if I'm leaving, I'm going to a team that's okay.
Yeah, see, that I agree. Like,
I'm not gonna stack the deck. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that I agree.
Like, I'm not gonna be like KD took it to another level.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, oh, who won the championship last year? All right, let me just roll over there. Like,
no, I get that part. Like, leaving and making that team, like you and your friends making the team, that's bullshit.
Yeah, like
him leaving, I was like, nah. I mean, that organization, they'll never win. LeBron won them their chips, and it's gonna be 50 more years before they win anything.
Yeah, they're
they're
gonna lose Donovan Mitchell, I think.
They are like it's just bad organizations. Like that's what I mean. There's leaders. There's bad organizations, and there's nothing you could do but change the owner. There's nothing you're gonna do. Like the Clippers, it's bad ownership. It's not. They had the players. They still can't win. It's bad leadership at the top. And without that, you're not. That's why I give a lot of credit to like Phil Jackson. Like anywhere he's gone, he's gonna win. You need a good. That's why you see the Celtics win all the time. The Lakers win all the time. Yeah, it's money, but it's also a knowledge of basketball up top. That counts. That's why I love when Jordan says, "Yeah, I'm the best." Like, but rate it by teams. Rate like when Jordan says, "Like, look, 1991, we were the best team. 92, 93, we were the best team." And that's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's just players deciding what they're gonna do, a la Phoenix Suns. All your money is on 3 players.
Basically.
You can't win that way.
And unfortunate for Beal, that guy getting
hurt all the time. But look at this. All of them have an injury thing now. All of them in the playoffs. Like KD, you got to manage KD. Because if you don't, when it comes to the playoffs, he's going to have a nick something. Booker, the hamstring. He's gonna, like if you ride Booker too hard in the playoffs, he's going to get hurt. It's happened every time. Same thing with Veal. Now the Suns are fucked. Their whole like, what do you do except trade everybody? Like trade the big stars. You know, you're not.
KD got like what 3 more years on his deal.
Yeah, but KD to me, he's on a down. Like he's like before it's done. Like LeBron will play better than KD. So? Yeah,
KD looks like he's not slowing down either.
KD, but the thing with KD is that he's gonna do what he's gonna do. Like, he's going to get his points. Like, he's going to get his points easy. But in the playoffs, I think KD will get hurt now.
I think KD's game is easier to translate. Like,
as he gets older?
Yeah. Because KD, you can always you can
shoot, yeah.
You can put KD, you can make him into a Robert Horry. Like at the end of his career, like I'm saying like when he can't move the same way.
Yeah.
Like you can always make him like
in that sense, yeah,
like a Shannon Fry.
Like, yeah, no, in that sense.
He can fall back into more of a shooter role, but LeBron has to be the point guard. He has to have the ball in his hand. He needs this, and he needs all these things.
That's true. That's true too. I think, but the thing is the again it goes back to the caring part. I think LeBron still cares more about
he's
basketball.
Still chasing Jordan. That's what lets you know that Jordan.
Everybody. Look, I have a like we gone to it like who's better, Jordan. Jordan is better. My only argument when it comes to that debate is that it's closer. Like I give LeBron more credit than most people because I also look at it this way. LeBron has had to face things outside of basketball that Jordan never had to do, and also LeBron has to deal with all these entitled fucking idiots getting paid a bunch of money. Like the whole thing with like Kyrie. I don't like Kyrie Irving at all. I think Kyrie is a good talent. That's about it. Put him anywhere, he's going to destroy your team because he's selfish. And he's selfish to a point where you're not good enough to warrant that selfishness. You're not Kobe. You're not LeBron. And you never will be. So you being that selfish as a player that cannot take a team anywhere by yourself, literally, no. Iverson, give him a bad team. He's making it to the playoffs. You could give him a good team, and most likely you still won't make the playoffs. And if you do, it's just because you got a good team.
No, he hasn't done it.
The only thing he's done is he hit a shot with Bron. That's all Kyrie's ever done.
But Bron needed him though too.
No, he needed him for that. But if you look at it, before LeBron was Kyrie.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I don't think they even
after LeBron was Kyrie. Nothing. Just a good flashy player. And people are gonna hate when I say this, right? Kyrie's Kyrie. But to me, it's like he's in that spot where Harden. That's where you are. You're a talent, but you can't lead. And leadership is very important. And Kyrie can't lead because he has to be the guy. Kyrie and KD can't work. Why? Kyrie's going to be the leader, even though he's not the player that KD is. But in a room...
But I think that's a lot on KD. Like, KD needs to check him.
Exactly. He should check him. And
KD.
LeBron checked Kyrie. That's why Kyrie was like, I cannot play with this dude because he's going to talk to the organization and the organization is going to do what LeBron says. Kyrie had no power. That's why he left. Even though I think them two stay together, LeBron wins the 6 chips. I think if they would have stayed in Cleveland, LeBron reaches to 6. Together, they reach 6.
I don't think so.
You know why I think I think they do because they complement each other so well.
Yeah, but you saw what the Warriors were doing to them.
But that team is not fair. Like the Warriors with KD.
But you think KD would have left?
They probably would have. KD's like, nah, I'm not fucking leaving.
Once he saw LeBron's team dismantle, he's like, why am I?
I get that part. Yeah, but like, look at it. Look at it this way, right? Kyrie has that killer, like Kobe, right? Like he has that in him. So LeBron all had to do is take him there. All LeBron will have to do with Kyrie is, let me get this dude to the fucking finals. Once we get there, we got a chance against anybody. Them dude together.
Except the Warriors.
Except the Warriors with thing. And even then, like they gave him a good fight.
I don't think so.
They're not winning, of course.
Once they got KD, there wasn't a fight.
Yeah,
I think they got swept the last time, and then the one before, I think they lost in 5. I think it was.
Exactly.
Once they got KD, it was over.
No, again, nobody's beating that team. That's just not fair. Again, part of like that's bullshit.
But LeBron, as I said, you're gonna reap what you sow, man. You started this whole jump and stack the deck.
Yeah, exactly. So
era.
then you fucked.
Now KD's like, oh, LeBron's doing it. Let me do the same thing.
Because look, to me, without KD, LeBron has. If KD never goes to that team, LeBron is winning. LeBron is winning those championships. Because if you looked at it, it was always them. It came down to Cleveland and them. It came down to Cleveland and them for a few years.
Yeah, but if you didn't do that whole Miami move,
none of that happens.
None of that happened. Everybody's
You're
like,
right.
"Oh, nah,
You're right.
Stay in your team.
You're right.
Stay in your team. Make it work."
Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. And to me, the NBA has to go to that. You cannot have all these players in one
that's
team.
what they're trying to do. That whole Supermax thing, like, oh, if you stay in your team, we're gonna give you even more money.
Yeah. It didn't work because look, they did some. I forget what it is, but they did something so that you can't do that. And then Phoenix turned around and they just got 3 players, but it's not going to work. As you can see, that won't work.
I mean, it depends on who. I think like a Giannis, he might stay. As long as he says, as long as we're competitive, I'll stay.
I'll stay. Yeah, yeah. It's
like I think you need. That's the thing is the European players, they'll do it. Like Jokic, I don't think Jokic is going anywhere.
Because they're different, man. They're different.
That's the attitude.
There's no glamour. They don't care about the the lights. They don't.
It's the guys we have now. I hate to say it, but like these players we have now, they're all about the social media.
The culture, bro.
The culture is like
the U.S. The American culture.
Yeah, it's what's killing us. Now you got these divas out there.
Exactly. To me, that's crazy. Like imagine us. Like I play basketball for free.
Yeah.
You got fucking Simmons.
It's like 100 million, 100 something million, 200 million.
What? Like that's the NBA should have done. I don't know what they could have done, but if I was that would have been the end right there. Like no, there's no way you fucking do it.
And then Zion's money is not guaranteed anymore because he had the clause with the body fat and the weight. I'm like, bro, how you eat your way out of guaranteed money?
That's crazy. But see, that's why I know.
I was telling my boys, we were in a group chat, and I was like, bro, if the NBA guaranteed me whatever $100 million, I'd be at 3% body fat in the off season,
bro.
Like forget the season. The off season, I would be like in crazy shape.
That's what I mean by with him. I don't have like a lot of people's like, oh, give him time, right?
Yeah, that's
I
wild.
don't give him because, bruh. You just lost all that money. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean it's in the air right now because like they can do what they want to do. Like now it's not guaranteed.
Exactly, they can still. But to me, it's just like I don't think he has the drive to like he.
I think he's just a kid that just like he just wants to be liked. You know, he grew up in that freaking that when he went viral, he grew up in that era where like your videos go crazy, everybody's giving you attention.
I think.
He just wants to. He's still a kid. Like he just wants to have fun. Like you know what I mean. But it's like, bro, you're a professional, bro. You gotta think professionally. Like you gotta eat right. You got the money to get a chef. You got
Everything.
You get a trainer.
I have no excuse.
Like, you got to be a professional.
I think with him is also the fact that he's so talented, natural God-given talent.
Yeah, he's freaking crazy talented.
Yeah, so like I don't think he's ever had to like really work. But now in the NBA, it's different. To stay, you have to work.
The crazy
There's
thing is
too many games, you'll get hurt.
When he's healthy, he's freaking incredible.
It's just like it's crazy to me because it's like you should be the guy, even above.
Like
everybody.
right now, we shouldn't be talking about LeBron. We should be talking about Zion Williams.
Exactly. That's what the NBA was preparing it for.
Like, because Zion was just as explosive as LeBron was.
They had the same hype coming out.
And he had that crazy viral videos of him just dunking on everybody.
And the expectation were like everybody was like, when this guy makes it to the NBA.
And his first like year when he was playing, he was like, wasn't he like 25 or something and 20 or 26?
Yeah, 20 and like 9, some like 25 and like 9, like
yeah, like I'm like
double first year.
Like yeah, like this dude's like 19, 20 years old, like
yeah, and bro, he gets big, like I'm big, but I don't do nothing. When I was playing basketball, like I'm under 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you get that big? That means you ain't doing nothing in the off season. Just eating
like crazy. Yeah. And when you got that money, like
girls everywhere, like
he's like, oh, my favorite place to go is Dallas. I'm like, bro, why are you saying this shit on like?
It's not even smart. It's
like
him and.
I think we forget sometimes he's like 22.
He's just a kid. Yeah.
He's still a kid. Like
with how much money? With the shoe deal,
yeah,
like how much money?
Hundreds of millions of dollars. Like exactly. He doesn't. I don't think he's like.
See, that's
thinking about it.
That's why I give LeBron credit.
LeBron was mature.
But how?
For his age, huh?
But how? Because the guy was like, he was 16. He had like, nobody's like.
I don't know.
What LeBron's done, like to live up to that, is since 16 years old, he's the chosen one. That's like he had NBA players going to watch his high school games.
Well, I think part of it is if you LeBron always grew up around his boys. Yeah. Like if you look at LeBron's circle,
still the same.
It's the same circle.
Still the same.
So I'm sure he had people in his corner that are like his boys that would tell him.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though, because it's hard to keep your when nobody could tell you, like nobody could tell LeBron anything. Yeah, all his friends.
But you ever listen to Rich Paul?
Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying, like you got someone like Rich Paul, like
yeah, like he's like
that's your boy, and he's not afraid to tell you, yo, shut up, like you know what I mean, like.
That's also that's
I think that plays a role. Like when you have people around you,
100%.
They'll tell you what it is. Like they're not gonna just like, all right, LeBron, whatever you want.
Whatever
you want to
yeah.
do some crazy shit, we're here with you.
John Morant,
he has that shit.
It's like,
and I'm just like, yo, like, cause like if you look at John Morant's background, like his dad isn't a gangbanger, his mother's not a gangbanger.
I don't understand that. I don't understand people.
I never understood like dudes when they get money, like they want to revert to a lifestyle that they never even lived or nobody in their family is living. Like, why you?
I don't understand that. Period. Even if you don't have money, like, why pretend to be from the hood if you're not from the hood? Like,
and like I'm sure people that are from the hood are offended. Like, yo, like I'm dying to get out of here,
and then you're doing this bullshit. He fucking. I couldn't. When I saw what I saw, like when he came back and did the gun celebration,
I was like, wow.
I'm like, this kid has learned nothing.
He's wilding.
He has learned nothing. Give him a year. It's gonna be some shit again.
I'm like, bro, like
it's like
you gotta stop playing with that stuff, man.
There's like what, and then to be fair to him, he hasn't broken any laws.
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't done anything really, like except some of the threatening a kid and beating up a kid, a 17-year-old, pulling a gun on a 17-year-old or some bullshit.
Yeah, I heard about that, but obviously I don't know what the truth is with it.
It came out like it wasn't like. You know what I'm saying?
My phone
is that you or me?
I think it's me. ESPN is going crazy.
Yeah, something's happening.
Must have happened. Let me just like put everything on mute because it's just ESPN is just wild.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, like when you see that from a player that has everything, has no need to do any other foolishness. How much money did he lose from his deal? That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like.
They're just throwing away money.
Yeah, and this is what I mean by like one thing that Jordan never had to deal with. And we're gonna end it quick because, like I said, me and you could be here forever. But that's one thing that Jordan never had to. Like these kids are entitled, man. Like these.
You telling me Jordan couldn't have been like a diva if he wanted to?
No, not him. I'm talking about the people around him, right? Like Jordan never had another player making $200 million. that gives you a level of like fuck you-ness. Like this play.
But do you think back then when they called him Black Jesus, you think anybody making anything would have try to
No, but to me
tried him or anything?
No, but this is the thing. To me, it's like if Jordan had players like that, like in his team that are making that amount of money, I don't think they would have listened to Jordan.
I think Jordan would have fried them like Kobe did.
But then he would not won. You see what I'm saying? Like it would have been harder to rein these guys in.
I disagree. You know why? Because Kobe.
Well, Kobe, I mean, yeah.
Because Kobe had the same personality as Jordan, and Kobe did not give a damn.
But still, people weren't making the amount of money till after, like, you know.
Well, but they were making more than what they were like
with Jordan.
Yeah, over the years, everybody's making more.
More, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like obviously, like.
But to me, it's just like the NBA's gotten to a level now where it's like it's one contract. You don't need to do anything in your life ever again. It's crazy. Yeah. Like it's like that saying.
All you need is one or two hot years to get that contract,
and you're done. That's it. And then there's that thing of like, how do you get up when you're sleeping in silk sheets?
The Marvin Hagler saying.
Yeah, it's like these like it's hard to keep that. That's why like it's hard to keep that mindset when you said already. People playing with Jordan, they had to do it. This is it. They were doing it like this is their livelihood. You know what I'm saying? There was a level of natural build-in, like I'm gonna work hard.
Yeah, but they were making millions too, though. I mean, they weren't struggling.
No, of course. But now it's just ridiculous. It's like
I think dudes back then. Like I just think the attitude of then was gritty.
Yeah,
like dudes back then. The culture back then, like the
100%
Timberlands and baggy jeans and like
bro, we're soft.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's just the truth. Soft. Like this era is soft. Like it's a very soft era. Yeah. I think dudes back then, like you probably get slapped for looking at somebody wrong. Like now, it's like
and then people's word meant something.
Yeah,
like you said something, you did it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's
now it's like
bullshit. It's bullshit, but. Let me see. I have some written down. I think I got all of it. What do you think about Curry's future? What do you think? How many more years? What do you think does he? I mean, I know you're gonna say he should stay no matter what, and if he leaves, it's stupid. At this stage, like you should never leave that team.
I think he should retire with them. Do what Dirk did. Do what Kobe did.
But then I don't think they're good anymore. I don't think Clay could get back. I don't think Draymond.
You got 4 rings, man. You got more rings than most people. What else you need?
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like retired, knowing that you could still play the game.
Yeah, but
just suck.
Where you go though? That's the thing. Yeah. Like the thing is like.
But what if he doesn't want to retire?
Huh?
If he doesn't
just stay lose?
Fuck. Once you win that much, it's hard.
That's what Dirk and Kobe did.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? It got to the point where like we ain't winning nothing, but like this is my team. Like I've been here since I started.
Exactly.
And they're gonna keep giving you contracts. So
yeah, no, true.
And Curry is like I said with KD. Curry's the type of guy that when he gets to the point of the end of his career, he could just be a shooter. Yeah, you could just put him in there to just be a sniper.
If I was them, I'd blow up that team right now. Next season, everybody's gone except for him.
You could.
Everybody's gone, and then try to give him a chance to like.
That's the question. I was like, what should they just blow it all up?
I think so because I don't think Draymond is the same. I don't think Clay is the same. What's the point?
What are you gonna get?
Wiggins is another player that's like, yo, you have the talent. Why don't you play to your talent? But I don't know.
If I'm them, I'm gonna look at Kuminga and be like, all right. I like what I've been seeing from Kuminga from these last few games. And I'm gonna be like, all right, we're gonna ride on a little more on Kuminga. We're gonna give him more minutes.
Exactly.
That's what I would do if I was them. Give Kuminga, let him shine a little bit more. But I mean, they could blow it up. Like especially if they're not planning to pay Klay Thompson, you might as well blow it up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Why would you pay him too? Like she's not the same.
Yeah, I watched. It was their last game or something. I think he had like 7 points or 3 points. It was something crazy. I think he was like 1 for 11 from the field. I was like, yo, what is going on with Klay?
Yeah, those injuries catch up to you. He had some serious injuries. So
I know, but you're a sniper though. I'm expecting.
How does it go? Yeah,
Yes, like Clay is not the guy. He's not out there.
It's not athleticism anyway.
Yeah, he's not going to the rim and you know what I mean. His thing is just shooting jump shots. So I mean, like you can still shoot a shot. Like
exactly.
He's not hitting shots. That's his problem.
They're saying that the contract thing is on his mind. Like that's what's causing it. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think he wants like what, like 25,
100 million, something like that. He wants like 100 for like.
Yeah, like 4 years, 100. Yeah, he wants the years on it because I think they're trying to give him like what?
2 years, like 40 million. He said no.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm like, Clay, like this is what you're worth.
Yeah, exactly. And just stay with your team, man. Like help them. But it is.
I'm like they like where does Clay go? Like people say, oh, Clay to LA. I'm like, bro. Every time I see somebody go to LA, the fans go, oh, we got this guy, and then that guy always plays worse with LeBron or whoever.
Or gets hurt.
Yeah. Like I'm like, bro, like I don't think he should go to LA. I think he should just take his low money, stay with the Warriors if they'll give it to him. But I mean, obviously, everyone's different.
Exactly. I think he's one of those players that should retire. You're not playing for anything except for the money now. That's
why he's gonna retire. I ain't retiring. I wouldn't retire.
He won't. He won't.
I will keep going as long as you're gonna give me a check.
That's what I'm saying. Like the money's gonna keep him there, but
they were saying like Clay to Sacramento, which that wouldn't be bad if he could just be a shooter for them.
I mean, he's one of those players that he could go anywhere and help.
Yeah. That's how he can be anywhere.
Like Ray Allen. With Miami, like. Save LeBron a fucking chip.
Yeah, he could definitely be a Ray Allen type player that just like at the end of the career, like just shooting jump shots.
Exactly. Have him come off the bench and just clutch situations. You could plug him in. But yeah, again.
But blow it up. That's wild.
You have to at that point. So if I'm management, like they're saying, like how their general managers quit.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's because he knew that this is coming.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to be the guy that does it, because now this new guy has to deal with all this shit. It's like,
yeah, I heard that was part of it, and I heard about something about the owner's son wanted to join, like Yeah, he was like, I don't want to be battling with this dude. Like, let me just give me a team where it's not like personal, like.
Yeah. I mean, the owner and the son, like.
I was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, but all right, brother. We did. That's like 2 hours and something. It doesn't even feel like it. And it feels like we could keep going forever. So
yeah, so many topics. Man.
Exactly. We ended there, but hopefully I'll have you back in sooner, like more often.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it. I appreciate the conversation. Yeah, EDJ Studios, Fernando, another episode down, and hopefully plenty more to come.
Thank you for having me.